Hey, this is Dawnna St. Louis, and today is all about how to rock that cold call. We all have to do cold calls, and sometimes they just suck, right? But why is it that we hate cold calls so much? Because people absolutely abhor them. So let's talk a little bit about cold call reluctance and how to get past them. So the first thing is people hate cold calls because they think they have to do a lot of them to get results, and they also think that in that lot of calling they have to do, that people are going to hang up on them. They're just going to be constantly told no. And I'll be honest, that's true mainly for rookies. That's right. It's true for rookies, not for the pros. So we're going to talk a little bit about how you can overcome this cold call reluctance, how we can kind of change that. Because if you are getting hung up on a lot, if you feel like you have to constantly make phone calls, then yeah, it does suck. So let's look at the things that I look at first. First of all, I'm going to talk about time. The time that I call is usually in off hours, right? Lunchtime, before work, after work. And the reason I call during those times is because my rate of response is so much higher. I call every day, but Wednesday through Friday are my most successful. And of course, people always go, well, why do you call Monday and Tuesday if Monday and Tuesday sucks if Wednesday through Friday are the most successful? Well, I call my crappy leads on Monday. Monday and Tuesday are practice, right? So I get my crappy leads out of the box first, and I call them on Monday and Tuesday. I practice every Monday and Tuesday with cold calls. And then I do prep. Now, people always talk about prep, but I think we get overwhelmed with prep. We get into like, oh my gosh, what do we do? I do the tiniest bit of homework the day before I'm going to make calls, right? So, and I only make about maybe 5 or 10 calls a day. So I find out things, of course, using LinkedIn, like where my prospect lives. Like, for example, if they live in Georgia, then, well, my mom lived in Georgia. I find out maybe about their college. If they went to Florida State University, well, I'm a UM fan, and I use that as an opener. Maybe they worked at their company for a really, really long time. Well, then I'm going to ask them, oh my God, why are you there for so long? Like, shouldn't you be getting another job already? Like, I'll make jokes about it. Let's say they've been there for just a little bit, then I'll ask them what made their change. Basically, I find any little thing I can, just that first piece of info about them on LinkedIn that I can use as a part of my opener. The second thing, and you have to do this for your industry, because I'm a speaker, I'm usually looking for someone who worked on previous year's event. And here is my secret, here it is, I'm calling to ask for advice, not the sale. Yes, write that down because that's huge. This means that when I get to the decision maker, it's actually a warm call, not a cold one. Even if the person that I'm calling is the decision maker, it works. Trust me, it works every time. And then the other thing is that people always talk about how many calls they have to make. Yes, the stray kitten. Yes, Leo, the stray kitten. People always talk about how many calls they have to make. Like if you make 500 calls, you're going to get 5 sales. Do you know if I make 500 calls, I get 50 sales minimum? I have a number of sales that I don't want to go over. What's up, Michael? What's up, Patrick? So what I do is I make sure that I keep it down. So let's talk about the actual call. So notice that I said I call during off hours. Well, again, that's on purpose. See, my expectation normally when we call is to get voicemail. And at least I keep that expectation because I'm not a good actress. So when I get an actual person, I leverage that tiny bit of information that I got and I use it in an opening joke. So we'll talk about that. The second thing I do is that I build rapport, right? Well, that's actually my first step. So I take the homework and I use it in my first step. And I want to build rapport. So this is how I might do that. So I might say something like, whoa, it's 7:30 in the morning. Dude, I was totally expecting a voicemail. And then I'll laugh. By virtue of laughing, the other person is laughing. Trust me, I laugh at myself all the time and other people laugh with me. And then I'll say, this is Dawnna St. Louis. Is this Mike Bradford? Oh my God, no wonder they love you at XYZ because you're there at 7:30 in the morning. I'm usually napping in my car at 7:30 in the morning, waiting for the clock to hit at 8, right? So I make like a total joke. I have now taken this person and made them important and that they're doing a great job. Maybe their boss never tells them that, but I just noticed. Or I might say, oh my gosh, okay, so I don't know how this is going to work because I'm a University of Miami fan and you're a Seminole and like shouldn't you be getting ready for the annual pajama party? I mean, that kicks off in like 8 months, right? So again, I'm making a joke. University of Miami, Florida State rivalries are big down here. So I leverage that. The point is that I open with something light and friendly, not sales, but fun. In fact, we might converse. I've conversed with people for half an hour to 45 minutes before they even know why I'm calling. They literally get in a conversation with me and we just really laugh. So then after that, I go on to step 2. So step 2 is all about relaxing them, right? So they've already relaxed a little bit. So now I'm going to ask for some help. So I'll tell them, hey, before we even go any further, I just need you to know, I'm really not calling to sell you anything. Seriously. I'm calling to ask for a little advice and a little help. So I've been sitting in front of Google forever, and I've done searches on your event forever. And you look like, there's a bug flying, sorry. You look like the person that knocked it out of the park last year, but I'm not sure if you can help me with who I need to contact for this year. So I've already told them, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I've done some homework. I see you're the person that killed it last year. So again, I'm lifting them up. And now I'm saying, what do I do? So I'm putting them in the power seat. They feel like they're in control of the call, by the way, and my destiny. So I've given them the power. I've asked them for advice. And guess what? They always give it to me. So then step 3, I need to make sure that they know that I did my homework and then ask for what I want, right? But I have to make sure that they know why I'm qualified to want this. So I might say something like this. So I was checking out your event, homework. I see that you had Jim Butler on your platform last year as keynote speaker. And based on his content and your audience, I think I have some programs that would really be a fantastic fit. Plus, from a professional thing, I kind of rock stages internationally. So I might even throw up like, I just came from London, or I'm heading to London, or I've been to Bangkok. I'll throw something in there. I'll do a little name dropping. And then I'll say something like, since you headed this whole thing up last year, I was really wondering if you might be able just to point me in the right direction for this year, because I can't figure out who I'm supposed to call. That's it. I have now made my ask. I've told this person they're a rock star, and I've even thrown in a little bit of why I think I'm a perfect fit. Notice I didn't go into a deep sale because I'm not selling myself. I'm not doing that. This is still just the same phone call. This is the same phone call. We haven't changed phone calls. So I'm not selling myself. I am literally asking for advice. That's all I'm asking for is advice. So that's all I'm doing. I haven't done anything yet. I haven't gotten off the phone. We've probably been on the phone, by the way, at this point, 10 or 15 minutes. You won't believe how much time people give up to me. And then step 4. Now, step 4 is the response. They might say, it's me, or it's someone else, or they might give me some other information, or we don't even pay speakers. It doesn't matter. And let me tell you, so if they say it's me, I'm like, oh my gosh, and I got really lucky. If they say it's someone else, I'm like, would you mind giving me a connection? If they give me other information, or if they say we don't even use paid speakers, well, what type of speakers do you look for? Maybe I have some friends in the area and I can help you out. But notice how I did not walk away from the call. I did not walk away from the relationship. See, we want to make sure we keep the relationship strong, because this person could possibly refer me over and over again. And I have had those calls where they've said, we don't pay people. We just don't do that. And obviously you are a professional paid speaker. They have come back to me and said, listen, we went and found money. So, right? Now the follow-up. Okay, so I did a live stream on how to do a fantastic follow-up. You should always follow up. I don't care if Mike said that he wasn't the man when you called, or that this wasn't his event, or if he only gave you a sliver of information and he never actually did anything with it. I don't care what happened. You should always let him know how things are going. You should always send a thank you. I like to send out postcards, but you should always send something, even if it's an email, just thanking him, saying, hey, I really appreciate it. By the way, I usually like to ask for their email so that way I can send them. And I'll tell them, I just want to send you a thank you note. You just don't know how much this means to me. And plus, if I could ever help you in the future, I want to be that person. So let me tell you why this all works. Number 1, because I build rapport. Mike didn't think I was a stranger because I checked him out on LinkedIn and I talked about something that was on his LinkedIn profile. So he doesn't think I'm a stranger. Second, I asked for his help putting him in the power position, which he likes to be. And now he feels like he's the superhero, and I gave him that power. So now he has to come to my rescue. That's basically what I'm doing. And just FYI, it's not a male-female thing. You can do this if you're a man or a woman. Put that other person in the power position. They will feel indebted to help you. And then third, I let him know that I wasn't just asking for help, but that I had skin in the game. And I had skin in the game because I took my time and did homework about last year's events. See, and that's where most people fail on their call. They don't do any homework, so the person on the other end doesn't feel like you have any skin in the game. They're not willing to barter with you at all. Fourth, I keep the conversation super light and easy. I really just let it flow. I don't like go in there and pound them. And then fifth, I follow up and I constantly keep him in the loop. And mind you, I keep this person on my contact list, so I'm always reaching out to them, even if it's just to say hello. Because Mike wants to be the superhero and because I gave him power on the call, he will give up information. And if you're wondering like, well, how does that work? There is the stray kitten effect. Now, I'm not going to go into it on this one because I talked about it on my last call, but I will add a link. There is something called the stray kitten effect that does drive people to want to help you and give you all that information. Anyway, I hope this helps you. This is how I rock cold calls. And I don't do nearly as many cold calls as most people. I hear people telling me they're doing 25 a day. That's 125 a week. That is 600 a month. Are you kidding me? I do 600 all year, and they're doing 600 a month in hopes to get 6 to 10 sales. I do 500 all year, and I get 50 sales. So my point is that when you do this tiniest bit of homework, and I know people always talk about that homework, what's the homework? When you do that homework that I talked about right at the beginning, and it just has to be a little bit, it's just a door opener, you'll be surprised at how much information they're willing to give you, and when you use the stray kitten effect, how much they're really looking to help you. So I hope that helps you. I can't wait to hear how you rock your cold call, and I really hope these tips help you. I will talk to you guys next time. I am actually heading over to London, and I'm going to be there until Tuesday after next. And after that, Leo said he loves the stray kitten effect. It totally works, right? And if you want a keynote speaker and you want a sales expert that knows the art of persuasion, because it does work, and you want to know how to influence, and you want to know how you can use FBI hostage negotiation tactics, and you want to know how you can use the psychology of influence, and you want to know how you can blend that all with the sales stuff that you already got in your heart, then I am the person for you. My name is Dawnna St. Louis, and you can find me at www.dawnna.com. See you guys later.